Welcome to the Weekend Investing Daily Bite for May 5th. In this segment, we take a very quick look at the markets on a daily basis, what has been the performance of our weekend investing products. We take a case study on one of the stocks that we're holding, and we also look at some FAQs that users pose to us time to time. So the broader market was all up, as you can see. The Nifty was up 0.84%. The broader base CNX 500 also was nearly up a percent. The Nifty Next 50, which is the next 50 shares after Nifty in terms of market capitalization, that did the best, and they were up almost 1.65%. For the month that has gone by since 1st April, also this index is up 3.8%. Small cap index has done the best so far in this fiscal. We are up 6.2% here, but the larger caps at Nifty have been very sluggish. In terms of sectoral indices, pharma did extremely well today. So Lupin, Aurobindo, and I think Cipla, many of these larger cap stocks were flying, and the index was up 4.1%. For the current fiscal also, the pharma stocks have done really well, up 12%. Metal space was a bit subdued, but still it was in the green, and that has been on fire this last month or so, up 25% here. In terms of weekend investing, small cases all did quite well. Of course, MI NF NNF10, which tracks the Nifty Next 50 index, did the best. It was up 2.26% today. And for the financial, it is now up plus 6%. This week has been very good for MIST-ATH. We are up 7% so far in this last week. And for MI25, the small cap small case. That's also up 7%. All cap is also nearly there at around 5%. So far, the year is looking very good. All these small cases are doing reasonably well, except the very large cap ones, the MLLT CNX 200 and NG 5050, which is the free small case of gold and Nifty. These are a bit sluggish right now, but it all seems to be in line. This last column you can see here is the long-term average of the CAGRs, the gross CAGRs we've been able to get out of these strategies. And this will give you a very reasonable idea about which strategy mix you can choose for your portfolio basket of strategies. The stock of the day. So this is not a recommendation. So many users have contacted me for the last 2 episodes. This is not a recommendation. This is basically highlighting one of the stocks that we're already holding in terms of its performance. So Hikal is something that we recently bought like a couple of weeks back, and somewhere in this region near 200 rupees, and it is already above 300. So what I'm highlighting here is basically the idea that when you're looking at a portfolio, you're not really looking at the very individual stock movements or tracking that very closely. So if you are riding 20 momentum stocks, then you let them ride until the stock will tell you that when you need to get off it. So this is what has happened to Hikal, and we've got a nice 50% gain, and it's still going up right now. The FAQ of the day is very frequently asked, what should I start now? If I'm not yet invested, should I start now? Or if I'm already invested, should I add more capital? So 2 million-dollar questions which really nobody has any answer to. If anybody is really telling you not to or to do for it, that is anybody's guess. So any time is a good time to start. So I think if you are not exposed to the market, you must start somewhere. Even if there is a risk of this market being a bit inflated right now, and there being a downside that can come around, unless you are able to witness a drawdown and the entire down cycle, you will never be able to allocate. So you must start somewhere. Allocate small if you have to. Allocate 10% of whatever risk you want to take ultimately. Allocate 20%. So think of this as a very long-term journey. This is not trading. This is not monthly or weekly or even 1 year type of a strategy. This is like 3 to 5 years is what you will need to give, so that the entire market cycle is something that you can witness. So even if you are coming in at the top of the cycle, Like people who came in 2018 January, when the small caps were at the highest, they got smashed in the first year. But those who kept allocating, kept adding SIPs, they were able to ride out, and now they are sitting at reasonably good gains. So of course, coming in at market lows is always the best thing. But if you are not exposed and you've not started, then you can start a bit, because it will take time for you to get, your feet wet, and to sort of have confidence on the strategy as you go along. SIPs can help, so you can put in the minimum amount and then start to SIP on that, and try not to time the market, because the best of investors are not able to time the market. So when we're going with a strategy which has a full plan of entry and exit, then we should stick with that strategy in mind. And in raging bull markets like we have right now, then every dip becomes a buying opportunity. So these are some of the tips that you can use to use how to start and when to add more capital. So this was the Weekend Investing Bite for the day. Please subscribe to the channel. You can add yourself to the Telegram channel. The link is there in the description below. And if you're having any questions, you can post them in the comments or send me an email. Thank you.